All right, well, welcome to the very first episode of Showcase on TSL Nigeria TV. My name is Captain D, and with me today in studio is a renowned spoken word artist, a songwriter, and also a singer. He goes by the name Eben Keys. Eben, what's good, bro?
Yo, good man.
How you doing, man?
I'm very fine. You?
All right, so tell me, what is the keys in your name, Eben?
Ha. Funny question.
Is it like you have the keys, you have all the keys to every door or something?
Well, technically, the name didn't come from a professional point of view.
Right.
I was playing the piano and then I added the keys to my name. But then it's grew to mean something else to me. I think basically I just look at it as a way of saying I'm multi-talented, you know.
Oh, multi-talented, like you got keys to every door.
I don't know if that
right.
makes sense to you, but
yeah, it does. So tell us, how did you start spoken word?
Well, it's a very funny story anyway. Okay, I'm not one of the persons who discovered their talents very early in life. But at some point, I ventured into writing music and rap and stuff like that. But for spoken word poetry, I started doing spoken word poetry in a competition that I got introduced into. So a friend of mine sent me a link to something, and I checked it out, and I saw it was a spoken word competition called Lyrics. So I checked out spoken word online. It looked like something I could do because I rap. So that was how I wrote my first poem and went for the auditions. And after a while, during the auditions, I don't know, somehow, I ended up winning the competition. So that was how I knew, like, I can do this big time.
So it was from the competition you started spoken word professionally?
Yes.
Okay, and how has the journey been?
Well, it's been a lot of fun. It's been wonderful. Like, I know this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I want to do.
So, how do you write? Because in writing, I know it has to take a lot of concentration and a lot of things. So what inspires you when you write, basically?
Food. Food. I can't do stuff when I'm hungry.
Oh, okay.
So, well, I don't have any particular thing that actually inspires me. I just find something I need to write about sometimes, and I try to write. If it doesn't work out, I hold it up for a while, and then I try on it later. But it's not something that comes every time. You get? Yeah.
So
I don't have I don't have an innermost chamber of any ancient immortals I go to. Right. I just write whenever I can. I feel like.
So you're saying you first of all need to have a topic,
not
a message, kind of.
Yeah, something I would like to write about.
All right.
And then I try to come at it in a very different perspective. Like, I like to write about things without talking about them directly. Like, come from another angle where it's not normally so.
Okay, so what would you say are the challenges? Because we know spoken word just kind of came out. Like, although people have been doing spoken word for a long time, but it wasn't really recognized. Let me use the word recognized. But right now it's going far. So what would you say is the challenges you have been experiencing, or you're experiencing as a spoken word artist?
Well, so the challenges are quite much. What I think was on the top of the list is, I don't know, for some reason, people tend to believe that spoken word poetry is boring. Yeah. If they say, you guys just talk, and bore. And then so they just have that general mentality that it's boring. So that alone is a major turn off until you have a chance to impress someone with your work. So I would say getting a name for yourself as a spoken word artist is actually a challenge. Because when people are doing, when people have an event or they want to do something, the first thing that comes to their head is music. Let's get a musician, let's get a rapper, and stuff like that. But, well, I think with time, that's going to be overcome when we push on. It's quite nice anyway.
All right. Remember, you can follow us on our social media platforms at TSL Nigeria TV, and also on YouTube. Please do well to subscribe on our YouTube platform at TSL Nigeria TV. We'll go on a quick commercial break, and when we come back, Eben will be blowing our minds. All right. Don't go nowhere.
My name is Iben Keys. I'm going to be doing a piece. Listen, it's free. You don't have to pay any fees. My generation is like a cooked pot of noodles. Everything is twisted. You see, this jet age has flown and dived into vain galaxies, and it's about time that it's landed. You see, in my generation, we are perfectly cool with drinking Alomo, but we can't accept the bitter truth. And the truth is that sometimes we are a virus to ourselves, and that is why the system know the green boots. You see, in my generation, the stench of misconception is so strong, it's almost like a million people farted. But before you start getting mad at me, I gotta warn you, I'm just getting started. So, somebody, please help me tell these boys that getting high ain't go take away their low self-esteem. Tell them to stop darkening their lips to the color of blackboards just to end up searching for pink lip creams. Somebody, please help me tell these boys that spending all of their nights under club lights isn't going to bring them out to the limelight. Help me remind these boys that while they sag their pants like they've got the world in their pocket, reasonable people are working on ideas that intimidate space rockets. Somebody, please help me tell these boys that Caro, your body is not always necessary. Tell them that while they're so busy with being players on the pitch, the rest of the world is efficiently handling the commentary. Somebody, please help me tell these boys that for a girl to be pretty is not enough reasons to want to keep her, because the way they catch feelings these days will leave you thinking they will make incredible goalkeepers. Well, most times they don't. So somebody, please help me tell these boys to stop breaking hearts and start breaking records. Tell them to stop playing with the hearts of elderly women old enough to be their mothers as if life is one old Trafford. Somebody, please help me tell these boys that knowing the names of all sorts of drugs isn't going to make them pharmacists in the making. Somebody, please help me tell these boys that claim to be unlocking doors of inspiration that no amount of codeine is going to punch the code in. Somebody, please help me tell these boys that he who does anything for money will do everything to waste it. Tell them that life on earth is as uncertain as the length of a belt, so let's not continue to waste it. Somebody, please help me tell these boys that it is high time they stop being boys and they start being men. For it takes a man to build a home just like it takes a lion to own a den. But then, I'm not done yet. Not until somebody will tell these girls that men are not walking, breathing ATMs. Tell them their bodies are not preloaded ATM cards. Somebody, please help me tell these girls to stop being easy targets all in the name of life is hard. Somebody, please help me tell these girls that they are not calendars that should be having so many dates. Tell them that until they stop seeing guys as fish, they will probably continue to use their bodies as bait. For God's sake, somebody, please help me tell these girls that if he doesn't want to marry you, then he doesn't really deserve you, because relationships no be mathematics. So therefore, X has no value. Somebody, please help me tell these girls to stop becoming the X before they start figuring out why. Somebody, please help me tell these girls that rolling their waist on Friday nights under club lights isn't going to make them role models. Tell them that flaunting their obvious figures to the public isn't going to make them public figures. Somebody, please help me tell these girls that sugar daddies are not really sweet. They only have a lot of money to probably buy a lot of sweet, and too much of sugar, my sister, will either purge you or last turn to diabetes. Okay. Now I'm done ranting, and if somewhere along this piece you thought my finger was pointing at your direction, then don't get angry with the mirror. Fix the reflection. And just in case you still think that I'm shaking too many tables, I'm sorry. I never really had table manners.